All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new video. This one's going to be on the SPY and three stocks that I really like for the remainder of this week and into next week. These are stocks that are going to have really good chart setups, and I'll explain to you what those chart setups are and what specific price levels I'm looking for to play the stocks, whether it's the long option calls or short puts, right? So let's go straight into it. The first one is SPY, and SPY is basically our main thing here, right? The market. SPY tells us what the stocks are going to do, and there's a lot of factors out there that are impacting SPY. A lot of news that are coming out, and with the whole conflict in the Middle East, things are going to still be very volatile and very unpredictable. So taking the market day by day is the best way to go, and not to do too many swings, because the swings might work sometimes and then might not work the other times. And so you have to make sure that if you do swings, take your profits as quickly as you can and don't hold too long, because the market could quickly reverse and go the other way, or quickly reverse and go down or go up, whatever whatever the opposite direction of the play that you're making. It's a very, very dangerous situation that we're in. So on Monday, I did a video about what I expect the market to do, and the market did pretty much what I expected it. I wanted it to come down to 500, and we have come down to 500 and tested that level, which is a very, very big level, right? 500 is a very big psychological support, and we tested it, and then we actually broke it today, going down to 499. So tomorrow, for SPY specifically, I'm looking for this 499 break to fill the rest of the gap all the way down towards 496, which is the gap fill on the daily chart. So that's about a 3-point gap that the SPY can fill by the end of this week, by the end of Friday. If after the gap fill happens and we find some good support here and some good buying volume to come in, we could look for some bounces back up to 500 to 505 area, which could happen on Friday. Friday short squeezes tend to be a very common thing, so something to watch out for. The other thing that I mentioned is I expected the market to drop, but there's no telling how much it's going to drop, and there are certain levels of support that you want to watch out for on SPY. So the first one was the 500 and the gap fill to 496. The second one is actually going to be this 475-ish, 480-ish level. That's where we have a lot of support. That's the next big level of support for the SPY. Notice how the SPY has also broken its uptrend that it had for a very long time, and it broke it, so we're kind of on a retracement. Now, this retracement could stop here at 500 and we start bouncing back to highs again, or it could accelerate and go down to 480, 475, and then all the way down to 450, which is, the big support level from back over here when we broke out of 450 and ran to 525 as of the all-time highs of the SPY. So those are kind of the essential levels for the market, the overall SPY that we can, look for. And of course, I trade SPY, QQQs, and a lot of these stocks in my private Discord group, which if you guys want to get in, check out the link in the descriptions below for the Discord link, and you can go ahead and you can join through the sign up channel and gain access to it. Basically, we had two trades today. One of them was ASML, got out with 110% profit on that one. Very easy, simple, short. Basically, ASML had earnings, and earnings guidance was not good. So what I basically did in my morning notes is I said, okay, we're just going to short the pre-market low, and we're going to take it down as much as we can towards the first target of 900. So what happened? Pre-market low broke at 923. I went in with my option puts, and then we wrote it down towards, I think, around like 910-ish, and then sold the rest in the next drop to 908. And then, you can see how much it dropped. It went down to 895. So yeah, we got a nice 110% profit. Had we held on longer, it would have probably been like 200-300% profit. But no need to be greedy about it, right? We got a good scalp out of this one. The other one was a SPY bounce play, and SPY, not SPY, the QQQ bounce play. And this was a hard one. I started off with a small position around 430, I mean, to get a bounce to 431, and then we broke that, went down to 28, and I started adding. I added pretty aggressively, up to 200 contracts, and then we got a nice bounce, very aggressive bounce. I sold for 16% profit for half of them, and then the other half I sold for a tiny loss, and overall ended up making some nice profit. It wasn't a huge profit, but it was a decent sculpt. And after that, I didn't want to play any call options on the QQQ because the market looked very weak. and gladly so. I mean, man, if I played put options, I would have made a lot more money. But yeah, I stopped playing after this big bounce right here. So I bought the dip on this big red candle, and then it bounced, and then I sold it. And then after that, I just stopped because I was like, no, I'm not going to play a call option anymore because I don't think it's going to bounce anymore. The volume doesn't look good. And it's slow faded down all the way to 425, which was really, really big drop. But again, this is kind of how the market is. And yeah, it's pretty cool. So if you guys want to get into the Discord, make sure you go ahead and check that out. Onto our 3 stocks that I think are really, really interesting. The first one is going to be SE. Now, SE, this one is simple. We have a nice daily chart setup that I want to play for. This is a more of a downtrend reversal with the potential of a 3-bar pattern. Now, if you look at it, you can see a nice little falling wedge chart setup here that is building. Basically, break of 57 on this stock is going to allow us to get our move. And that's the move that I am looking for. I'm looking for this move above 57. Break of 57 is also going to give us a 3-bar pattern because we have a massive, massive green candle with an inside bar red candle. So the break of high of this, red candle's highs is going to be a 3-bar pattern. And that will send us into the reversal of trend, which means we get 2 bullish candles, 2 bullish reversal patterns happening for the stock. That means call options. So long above 57, go all the way up to 58.50 and then potentially $60. That's where we sell majority of our position. And then anything above $60, we play for just, small size runners only. So that's kind of the idea. I'll probably do like a $58 call and try to play it towards try to play it towards $60, and probably gonna take like 2 weeks out expiration just to be safe. So yeah, that's basically the chart setup. Very simple, very straightforward. Falling wedge breakout setup with the 3-bar pattern possibility. Tomorrow is likely the day we want to see the green candle come in and break out. So watch out for it tomorrow. Very important $57 level. Number 2 stock is Nike. Now Nike, very straightforward pattern here. We have a nice little curl coming in after its gap down from earnings. All we're looking for is the break of 95.50 for us to get inside the gap fill and start filling some of the gaps. The gap fill is all the way up to 99.60 to 100-ish area. That's about a 5-point gap fill. You just need to, get 1 or 2 points on it, and that's good. Nike also has a pretty cheap premium, so getting a $95 call is not bad. Get like next week or 2 weeks out, $95 call on the break of 95. It goes to 96, you're in the money, and it goes to 97, you're in the money. Premiums are going up very, very quickly. So yeah, I'm probably going to look for a $95 call for like a 1 or 2 weeks out if I see the $95 level break for a long setup. The other thing you can do is you can look for a rejection at 95 for a short, and you can go for like a $94 puts and try to get this thing to drop all the way down to like 93 and the 92 support, which is roughly around here, for an inverse head and shoulder, the second shoulder setup. So that's another thing you can do. You can top it off at 95, which could be another play for a short side. And yeah, watch out for this Nike. Could be really interesting. Like the way it looks. Last but not least, this is my number 1 pick heading into the next 1 or 2 weeks, is Spotify. Really interested in seeing how this is going to play out. Now, it's into next week. So April 23rd is when Spotify is going to release earnings. So I'm looking for any kind of a move before that. I'm looking for an anticipation of this earnings to be good, so people will go ahead and try to make this play go up. And the reason I say up is because it has a nice downtrend reversal setup. And I like this setup a lot because it allows me to go ahead and, play the level once it breaks out. And the breakout is honestly the break of 300. If Spotify breaks 300, that sends us into 305 to potentially 310. Of course, depends on how it builds around this level right here. But the break of 300 is the main level to watch out for. That was the highs of today, actually, 300 being the topping. And then, of course, it followed the market on the sell-off. So that's what we're looking for. We're looking for that $300 break. Now, the reason it gapped up on this day is because they increased their prices, subscription prices, which everybody loves. And you can see that Spotify has been getting a lot of upgrades. Even though it's a red day for Spotify today, it had an upgrade from 260 to 340. That's like an 80-point upgrade. And then I believe Goldman Sachs also raised price target to 277. And then, a lot of other upgrades. You can see, Raymond James with a 260 to 320 price target increase. And it's been getting price target increase after price target increase from a lot of analysts. Another raise of price target to 350 by KeyBank. And then Piper Sandler to 300 from 250. So a lot of price target increases. And these price target increases are actually coming in literally a week before earnings. And so what does that tell me? That tells me that these analysts are expecting some kind of a good earnings from Spotify. And that's what I want to see. I want to see if Spotify is able to continue to the upside and start getting above 300 and run to 305, 310. So watch out for Spotify. Really interested in seeing how to play this. I mean, if this thing works out, I'll probably do like a 305 or a 310 call and try to play that move. Very, very nice setup. Make sure you keep an eye on it. And of course, make sure you understand that earnings is next week. So you don't want to really play into earnings. It's a little bit risky. You can do it with the lotto play, but don't go big size into earnings and hold it into earnings. Just because all of the analysts are upgrading it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to have good earnings. So make sure you keep that in mind. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.